The following video is a demonstration of how to manufacture and cure specimens for strength tests. Use the spanner to open the nuts and bolts. Clean the mold thoroughly using the wire brush and scraper. Once the mold is sufficiently cleaned, apply non-reactive solution to the mold with a paintbrush. This will ensure that the specimen can be removed from the mold after with ease. Compaction of the concrete will be carried out using 3 methods. Method 1 will utilise the vibrating table for compaction. All samples of the concrete must be obtained and prepared in accordance with ISEN 12350 Part 1 sampling. Fill the mould with concrete. Using the vibrating table, apply vibration for approximately 1 minute or until fully compacted. As the mould is vibrating, there may be a need to top up the mould. Avoid overcompaction. Once fully compacted, the surface of the specimen must be levelled and finished. Use a float to level the surface. Use a steel trowel to finish the surface with a sawing and rolling motion. Method 2 will utilize manual compaction. Fill the mould in 2 or more equal layers. Use the standard rod to compact. Each layer requires 25 tamps, which should be applied uniformly. When tamping, do not strike the base when compacting the first layer, but for any layer above that, just penetrate the lower layer. Top up after filling and tamping the final layer. The surface of the specimen must be levelled and finished. Use a float to level the surface. Use a steel trowel to finish the surface with a sawing and rolling motion. Method 3 will utilize the internal vibrator for compaction. Fill the mould with concrete. Using the manual vibrator, apply vibration for approximately 1 minute or until fully compacted. As the mould is vibrating, there may be a need to top up the mould. Top up after filling and tamping the final layer. The surface of the specimen must be levelled and finished. Use a float to level the surface. Use a steel trowel to finish the surface with a sawing and rolling motion. Place the moulds in a location away from direct sunlight. Protect against shock, vibration and dehydration at a temperature of 20 plus or minus 5 degrees Celsius. Leave the test specimen in the mould for at least 16 hours but no longer than 3 days. Use the spanner to open the nuts and bolts. Take care not to damage the cube mould when demoulding. The test specimen should be marked clearly and indelibly without damaging the specimen. Records should be kept to ensure traceability of the specimen from sampling to testing. Once removed from the moulds, cure the specimens in the curing tank till immediately before testing in water at a temperature of 20 plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius. Finally, the test report, which must be documented, must include identification of sample, date and time of sampling, method of compaction, number of strokes if necessary, details of storage, duration and conditions prior to demoulding, method of curing after demoulding, any deviation from the standard method of making and curing the specimens. Declaration by the person technically responsible for the test that it was carried out in accordance with the standard except if there is any deviation. Documentation which are optional to the test report are sample temperature and condition of the test specimen on receipt for curing.